Right, and I keep saying over and over and over. One of the problems we have is that we are really asking the wrong question. We keep asking, what do we want? Now, I have to say, Larry Hoover is a nice chap, but he's not Santa Claus. So it doesn't make sense for us to go around there saying with a list of all of the things that we all want.
What would be a more realistic approach?
A more realistic approach would be for us all to become a part of the process by which a determination is made of what goes into the budget. And when we say what goes into the budget is not, like I said, a bucket of money. Budget entails what can we or do we as a country earn, because the money has to come from somewhere. What should that money be spent on? And we have to be part of determining that.
Mm-hmm.
And how do we, a very critical question, how do we ensure that there is little or no waste? And by waste, we include the corruption and just bad spending.
Okay,
and
so
each of those
mm-hmm.
actions require our participation and our involvement. And that is the process that we have been advocating. A process by which, because it is our money, that we don't just sit back and say, let me see what he going to give me,
mm-hmm.
or what he going to take away, or what they're going to do or not do. But let us take a different approach, and that is let us all determine the answers to these questions. What can we earn? Because, like I said, the money has to come from somewhere.
Right.
It doesn't fall out of the sky,
mm-hmm.
and he's not Santa Claus.
Now, there are countless post-budget and pre-budget discussions, and now we're hearing a rally as well.
Yeah, it's become a kind of ritual for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which, like I said, we've been trying to change. And in fact, when we went to see Minister Huwai a couple of weeks ago, we only made two proposals to him. The first one was change the process, so that we all become involved in determining what has to be done and how it should be done. And he, in our view, was quite open to that proposal. In fact, he has promised and proposed that while he will go through preparing a budget in very much in the way that the past ones have been prepared,
mm-hmm.
on the basis of requests and proposals and lists that he's got from different places, including the ministries and the ministers of government, and now I see political parties. And that's a new one. Mm-hmm. Political parties are wanting to have a say in what goes into the budget. That has never happened in Trinidad before.
Right. Does it have a place in there?
Of course, we all do.
Mm-hmm.
And not a place like what we're going to get.
Right.
The mindset has to be changed, because there are some things that we should not get. There are some things that we do not need.
Like what, for example? Like what? Because I'm sure there's some who will justify everything.
We should not be getting cheap gas to go gallivanting up and down the place where we don't want to go and wasting it and polluting the atmosphere, the air.
Uh-huh.
All right?
So when I want to drive around in my nice, comfortable SUV, I should pay $500 to fill the tank.
Of course, because somebody's paying for it. You know,
mm-hmm.
people think that you're getting the gas free, but that $4 billion comes from somewhere. It is $4 billion less that we have to spend on fixing roads and clearing drains and providing proper support for cancer patients and looking after children and feeding hungry people. So it's a choice. We have to say we will choose a better life and a better education system over cheap gas to go gallivanting.
Okay.
All right.
Are we mature enough to make such a choice? I know you have a second point, yeah, but
I think so. I think we are. But it's a change in the head, you know. It's a lot of head space that needs to be or reorganized.
But
in this country.
The reason I'm asking that is we still see a situation where Labour was a part of the conversation that brought the People's Partnership into government, and yet we still hearing pang palang, we want we money all through the town.
Yes, they have a right, and that is not to say that they don't have a right to demand they want the money, right? Mm-hmm. But like I said, they have to be part of the process that says we want the money. Where is it coming from? What are the choices that have to be made in order that we get our money and the money isn't wasted or squandered on other things that are not necessary?
So we have to change
the process of it's a process of engagement and participation that is the problem. It is not that labor and the unions are on one side and the employers are in another place and the government as employees over on the other side, and there's this battle amongst them. The money that pays public servants in a large way comes from their own taxes that they pay.
Right.
Well, comes from contributions that they make or don't make, as the case may be, and we all have a right to participate in the process. And if all of us say yes, this business about delaying in arriving at acceptable wages for state workers employed by the government because the contribution that they make must be valued, and that they have a right to be able to negotiate what that is. If we agree on that, then we will all do it. If on the other hand we say, well, that is all we have, or you can't get more, without telling you what is the money being spent on, then you will never get a resolution of the problem.